Hey, what's going on, people? Back again. So this is a bit of an impromptu one, but it was bothering me. And if I look out of sorts, it's because I've been at the gym. But when I was on the treadmill, I kept thinking about this. I think it's something personal to me because it's happened in my life. And also I've seen it happen to other people. And there's this whole issue with Chris Eubank Sr. and Chris Eubank Jr. It's crazy. So basically, Chris Eubank, if you don't know, Chris Eubank Senior is a British boxer, and he had this rivalry with Benn. And they were back in the day in the 90s as this rivalry. I think it was the 90s, but anyway, yeah, they went down as like British legends, and they both went on to have two sons. Well, they have multiple. Well, I know Chris Eubank Senior has multiple sons, but they have these two kids who are boxing. Called, well, Chris Eubank Jr. and Nigel Benn has his son, Conor Benn. Now, Conor Benn got done for drug cheating with like eggs. Eggs got into his system, but they contained some sort of drug enhancement. Because he was supposed to fight. Basically, the sons were supposed to fight. So it's a legacy of the fathers. They had their rivalry. Now the sons are fighting. So that's a little brief breakdown. It's a bit messy, but yeah. So, okay, so the two sons, Chris Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn were supposed to fight. They had their fight cancelled because Conor Benn was caught with some drug cheating. Anyway, go down the line, they're going to fight again. They had a face-off. And basically, because of the whole drug cheating with the eggs, Chris Eubank Jr. got an egg in the, when they did the face-to-face. When they look each other's eyes, they do that, like, that they're really mean. Always find that weird when they're doing that, like, kind of look into each other's eyes for a long time. Like, anyway. So basically, Chris Eubank Jr. takes an egg out of his coat pocket and he smashes it in Conor Benn's face. He's got egg on his face because of the drug cheating, so it's all it is. Now, basically, it turns out that Chris Eubank Sr. is very angry with what happened, and he went on Seconds Out, and he basically talked about how he's appalled and disgusted by his son. He thinks his son's atrocious and an embarrassment, and basically, yeah, it's really kind of just goading his son, and basically they don't have a good relationship anyway. Because what it was is that, this is the thing, this is what I don't like. Chris Eubank Sr. has always been in his son's face, in his son's sort of like, he's always been in, like, basically Chris Eubank Jr. has been in his shadow. In the press conferences, he'd kind of take over in his boxing camp, his team. He'd be the one that everyone would be getting like the media attention from. Like, it'd always be about Chris Eubank Sr. But it's not his time. It's his son's time. Watch this video. There's this video. So I'm going to put it on the screen now. And basically, it was funny at the time. So basically, they're having a weigh-in. And basically, Chris, the father, the senior, is kind of dancing to his Wiz Khalifa song. And at the time, it was kind of funny. But when you look at it now, it's another example of him taking the limelight away from his son. This is his son's moment. His son is going to fight here. It's his moment. But yet the crowd and him, he's a showman. He's kind of showboating and dancing. And everyone's kind of on the father. But it's like the son can't get out of his shadow. And I didn't really think about it until now, but it all makes sense. This is a story of a man who had the limelight, had the fame. I respected a lot. But he's really just I find him a bitter because, listen, basically, if you don't know, he lost a son. His son passed away. And I think from that time now, he's very angry because another reason is it's a catch weight, which basically means the two sons are in a different weight category. So now they have to go into the same weight category. So they have to, basically one of them has to kind of like go up in weight, and it's kind of not even, so to speak. So basically he's worried that there could be a hydration clause there. So there could be risk of health concerns, which is true. It can happen. But he's backing his rival's son more than his own son in the public. If you have issues about your son, do it out of the public eye. He said that, they're all swearing and, this is not parliamentary. This is not polite to swear and stuff, and what kind of example it is setting. And I'm like, bro, you do know this is boxing. This ain't Tiddlewinks or bowling or Beyblade or something. This is boxing. A man can end another man's life in the ring here. Like, go at a fight. And you say all this, but you're a hypocrite. You go at how you love Mike Tyson, how you're his biggest fan and all this stuff. Does anyone know about Mike Tyson? The press conference that he used to do, which they were violent, they were homophobic, they were like, this guy was aggressive. He used to say some outlandish stuff. Yeah, he's your hero, but you go at these kids and like, oh, this is not parliamentary, this is not the right way to conduct yourself. This guy is a hypocritical, egotistical man, bitter man who can't stand the fact that your son is in the limelight, can't stand the fact that it's your son's time to shine. So if he got you out of his camp because he saw that you were taking over, that it was either your way or no way. He did another interview where he was in the camp and he was kind of saying how, he didn't listen to me, which is why he lost the fights. Basically, it sounded like, you was in the camps, but when you lost, you weren't listening to me. When you won, you were listening to me. Do you know one of them ones? This is a man that is very bitter. And I see this a lot in fathers, and parents and mothers as well. I see it where they want their sons to do everything that they did or they couldn't do. They want to live their life through their children. And you see a lot of these, what's these things, what are they called? You know, when they put the kids and they wear all the makeup and stuff, is it the kid pageants, whatever? And it's like, you got the mothers, usually the mothers are like, smile, like all that kind of stuff on the stage, and they've got these little 4-year-olds dressing like they're 30-year-olds, like in sexual garments and stuff. Like, it's so twisted. It's like you're trying to live your dreams through your children, or you're trying to take the limelight, to take the shine away. It's very, it's very egotistical. And I see a lot of these on social media and stuff, and they're like, yeah, he's right, the son's an idiot and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, you guys I'm not seeing anyone talk about it this way. Like, what can we learn from this? What can we learn from this dynamic, from the father and the son? How we need to be careful when we have our own children, if we're going to be fathers and mothers, how we need to let our kids have their own life. There's things that maybe we wanted to do. There's things that maybe we were like the stars at the time or whatever. But now it's our kids' time. So we stay out of the limelight. Like I see it with the Conor Benn and Nigel Benn. Nigel Benn does not get in his son's limelight. He lets his son shine. He lets his son do his thing. It's not replicated with the Eubanks. They're very, very egotistical. I see this a lot, man, and it's not on, and it's wrong. And you know what? It's like I want Conor Benn to win so bad, so bad, because it just feels like not only the crowd against him, but your own father. If you have an issue with your children, you take it out of the limelight. You do it behind closed doors. But it's like, another reason to get on, like, to get in the media and stuff, like, you know what I mean? He had another interview where basically there's this broadcaster called Simon Jordan. He's on TalkSport and stuff. He's an ex-football owner. And he was saying, like, basically he's interviewing the father, Senior, and saying to him how basically Junior is a bit of a bottle job. And then Senior was going like, well, I can't say, I can't argue against that and all that kind of stuff. Bro, you defend your son in public. You back your family in public. And then indoors, then you do your thing. That was a good example. If any one of you seen Godfather, I think it's Godfather 2, where it's Fredo. Like basically, I can't remember. What's the main Godfather in Godfather 2? I can't remember the character name, but the Al Pacino character. I can't remember the guy, but he ends up being a Godfather. I'm going to end this video. I'm going to remember his name, which is going to be really annoying. But anyway, Michael, is it Michael? Anyway, basically they have a meeting with a casino owner and Fredo's there. Fredo is his brother. And basically Fredo kind of acts up in front of the family, makes the family look bad. And he kind of like, when having a meeting, because, you know, they're having a meeting and the godfather keeps it, you know, cordial. And when the meeting's over, he talks to Fredo like, listen, don't ever like go behind the family again. Don't ever do that. You keep your house in order in the public eye. When you go back, then you have your disagreements. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, it's I think there was incidents in that in Godfather 1 as well. Man, they don't make movies like that anymore, do they? I'm gonna do a live stream. Depending on when this video comes out, I'm gonna do a live stream about movies Saturday coming. So yeah, look out for that one, because I've got a lot to say about that. But anyway, going off topic here. See what we can learn from this example. It's interesting, man. Anyway, I don't want to go too long. The video's going long, so I want to end it there, man. But let me know what you think about this. This is more than boxing. This is a father-son relationship, and I don't like what I'm seeing. It really bothers me. I find there's something that maybe, like I said, incidences in my own life that have like made me feel some sort of way to this. But anyway, let me know what you think in the comments below. Leave a like, drop a like, subscribe if you can, leave a suggestion to a video that you want to see, and I'll see you again. Have a beautiful, pleasant day, people. Peace.